We're live.
Hello, everybody in Facebook. Hey, hold on a second. Why is this live streamed on Facebook? Because there are cooler platforms, Patrick. You know that. You're a Twitch guy. Why are we not on Twitch? Twitch sounds way cooler than Facebook.
Because then I'd have to post a link on Facebook for people to go to Twitch. I don't have enough followers.
Okay.
Trust me, this is better.
Thank you, everybody, for checking us out on Facebook. We love Facebook. My name is Mike Neighbors. I'm the host for the next 40 minutes of Friday at 4:20, your favorite show to listen to either on Facebook or on Funny 820 when you're driving in your car on Friday afternoon. So we appreciate you doing that. Let's get to our panel. Let's get right into it tonight as we explore another Friday at 4:20. And the first person I want to say hello to, I've already brought him on the show to explain how Twitch works. Please say hello to my good friend, Patrick Capolino.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno, Patrick. How are you?
I'm very good.
That's
Thank
good.
you.
So Twitch isn't popular enough for it to be a help to us?
It's just you can't get discovered on there. Like, we all have all these people on our Facebook pages. It's coming up in the feed right now for people, right? So
yeah, right.
Unless you want to do it for like
so,
3 video game nerds that follow me, we can do that too.
What about sharing? What about us sharing this with CHCH TV or something? What about that? Can we get on there?
Sure.
I think we could get back on MySpace. I think that's
that's what we should be doing.
Yeah, let's go back to MySpace. You know him, you love him. I must introduce him. Please say hello to Manolis Zantanos.
Hello, Tikanis. I miss you, Mike. I love you.
Take a knee, buddy. You know what? It's been, Manolis, I'm going to say this. I thought about this the other day. I think it's been 8 months since you and I have hugged. I know.
I know. I feel like there's a dark hole in my heart, and I'm trying to fill that void with like lots amounts of alcohol and porn, but I'm still lonely, dude. I could have used a nice hug here and there. So
I wish I could give you one. Of course, I didn't mention that with Patrick because Patrick and I don't hug. Do you and Patrick hug? Because you and I hug. Patrick and I don't hug.
I don't know. Do we? I don't think
know.
we hug.
If
we hug?
If we're drunk and he's saying goodbye.
Yeah,
it happens. It happens.
We hug a bit. Depends on what.
Patrick's a little more standoffish, isn't he?
No.
You don't like people touching you, do you, Patrick?
I don't care.
That's old creepy guys, though.
Yeah.
All right, listen. Hey, before he leaves us, because I'm sure he's what have I gotten myself into?
No, we're gonna hug him.
Introduce. Yeah, we're gonna give him an audio hug right now. Please say hello to our good friend, Mr. Jay Perry.
What's happening, guys?
Hey.
Hello.
How are you, Jay?
I'm doing well. How about you?
You doing all right? I mean, this COVID thing's thrown a lot of people off their game. Your game, you still got game, brother?
We'll see.
Little?
Yeah.
Jay, let's talk a little bit about you, just so people get to know sort of where you're at, who you are. My understanding is, because you and I just met only moments ago, right here on this Zoom call, but you're a photographer.
I am. I work full time as a photographer, videographer. Pretty fun.
Here in Hamilton?
Yeah, and all over.
All over? Okay.
Yeah. But like I was saying to you guys before, what I'm not is a funny guy. So I'm on a comedy show, which is going to be interesting.
I'm telling you, man, it's not a prerequisite to be funny. Otherwise, we'd have to kick off one of the other people.
Who would go first?
Yeah.
You know what? That's probably me, buddy. Probably me. It's my radio station, so I'm here. So they're stuck with me. It's the only way on the radio. Jay, talk to me. Let me know a couple, because I understand you've actually had chances to photograph some pretty famous people.
Yeah. So some of those would include a lot of athletes, some Toronto Raptors, Toronto Maple Leafs. Some artists, but my favorite was definitely Snoop Dogg. I don't get starstruck ever until I got to shoot Snoop Dogg, and that was a pretty cool experience, actually.
That
awesome. Would be very cool, man.
It was, and you know what? He is exactly.
That's awesome.
And what I mean is, like, you could smell him and his entourage coming from a mile away.
That's funny.
That's funny because that's the exact same thing I say when people ask me about Manolis. He's exactly as he's pictured here on the show.
I gave Nardwar Cheech and Chong album that he gave to Snoop Dogg in one of his interviews.
No way. I think I've seen that interview. Yeah.
That's cool.
Jay, why were you photographing Snoop Dogg? Was it like sit still kind of photographs, or was it action photographs, or?
Yeah, so it was for the NBA All-Star game when it was in Toronto.
Okay, yeah.
I had a friend who worked high up at MLSE who got me in to do some they threw these massive parties. So I was in there to photograph all the stars. We did some kind of behind the scenes stuff, some stuff where fans won contests to get photographed with them. So that's kind of how I got into that realm, which was kind of pretty cool.
That's awesome.
There are a couple of other really cool stories, things that you have got yourself mixed up in, including a great charitable organization that we want everyone to know about, and especially this time of year. But before we get to that, let's get to our game. We're going to get started, and then we'll make sure that we give due time to a little thing that's near and dear to your heart called Friends with Heart. So we'll make sure we get everybody online for that. But first, we got to drop a Plinko puck. Jay, you get the first topic. Oops. I don't know. You can see this. That we have an actual Plinko board.
Okay.
That we use to select the topic. And topic number 8 is your topic. So let's see what Jay Perry gets on this Friday at 4:20.
What am I doing with this topic?
Well, you're just going to answer.
You got to write an essay about it.
You're just going to give me an answer, dude. I'm going to ask you. Okay. It's a super easy question, and maybe you already know the answer. You are already talking about the answer. So this question is, what do you, Jay Perry, think? I want you to think as big as you can. What would be the best job in the world?
Ooh,
what do you think the best job in the world would be?
You know, like, I don't want to give that cheesy answer where I already have it. So let's go beyond that. You know what? I wish I was younger because I'm super jealous of video game streamers.
Oh,
those guys that like makes tons of cash, just like kind of because I love technology, I love computers, I love video games. Just too old to kind of jump into that realm. But I think if I was, let's say, 15 years ago, and video games were as hot as they are now, I know Patrick plays a lot. I'd probably jump into that world for sure.
That's a really cool answer, man. And I do think, you know, in photography, being a photographer and videographer, that's a super cool job. Like, it's a fun job to go to, and every day is creative and different. But even in that, you could think. I remember when I studied photography for a while, and I read a book by a National Geographic photographer, and I thought, man, if you could be the guy who goes on safaris and goes into the jungle, and like, that would be the ultimate photography gig, right?
Yeah. You know what's
or
cool?
Playboy.
You know what? I think that like video game streaming would be so much cooler than that, is because in the commercial world of photography, sometimes you get some clients that are like just on your back, change this little thing, change this thing. Where a lot of I've done a lot of personal work in some third world countries. That's like been some of my favorite stuff ever, because there's nobody to please, right? Now, when you're playing video games, Patrick, you know, I see you play poker a lot too.
Yeah.
Like, you don't really have anyone to please, right? Which is incredible.
Yeah,
you're just on your own.
But that's kind of why I stream poker, because it's the only way I can justify, like, I'm making money while I'm playing on Twitch. It's so hard to make money. I just finally got affiliate on Twitch. People have subscribed. Guess how much money I got coming so far? 54 US cents.
Ooh.
Yeah! Just taking us all out for a drink. It's one. We're going to share it. Jay, great answer. I'm going to go around the horn now on this one. Manolis, let's go to you next. Best job in the world. What do you think it is?
There's a couple that came in my mind, but one doesn't exist.
Sure.
Yeah. The first one that doesn't exist that I think should exist and I would do is they should have a fluffer for girls in porn. So when they take a break and they have to like move the cameras around, and then I would come in and keep the girl in a good mood until she could be ready to shoot again and do whatever needs to be done. This isn't like, women matter, Mike, and they need to stay in the moment. All right.
Yes,
but before you attack me on what I just said,
I'm not going.
I tried the perfect job in my life that I thought I was going to do, and I actually tried to do, and I'm such an idiot. I went to Mohawk College, and I realized I signed up for 3-year general business, and I realized I don't even know why I did this. And I'm like 3 months in, failing everything. And then one day I said, I'm out of here. And this guy goes, "Where are you going?" And I said, I'm going to go become a stuntman. And I signed up for a course in Toronto and I took a 10-week course on becoming a stuntman. And I passed. I got a diploma. I think Patrick's seen it.
Yeah.
And I never became a stuntman after that because it was bogus and they screwed me for $1,000 and I think I just learned.
But that would have been a cool job being a stuntman.
I am so stupid, dude, because when I was a kid, I watched The Fall Guy. Remember The Fall Guy?
Yeah, Lee Majors. Yeah.
Yeah, so he was a stuntman that solved crime. Awesome. And I thought my brain went, I'm not going to pass this 2-year general business. Maybe I'll just do what he did. I'll just become like The Fall Guy, become a stuntman, and I don't know, maybe I'll get into solving crime later. But that was what was going in my head. That's how I dropped out of college. I didn't even know I got in there, dude.
And I don't know if you saw like the later season of The Fall Guy. On top of solving crimes and being a stuntman, he fluffed women on the sets of porn movies. Don't know if you knew that.
I didn't know that.
Patrick Coppolino, best job in the world. What do you think? What would it be for you? What would be the best job in the world for you?
I don't know. Like the cliche, like every kid wants to be an astronaut and stuff like that. I don't think I'd actually want. I wouldn't want to put even near the amount of work I'd have to become an astronaut, but I think being one would be awesome. Like if you actually think about how cool is that? They get to go to space. That's amazing. Like it actually is like a super cool job.
Work. I can't do any of the work.
If I could just be I don't know, like
you just want to get on the ship.
Yeah, I just want to like intern for take me to the International Space Station for like 6 months or something.
Jay can videotape it all for everybody.
Yes.
And play video games.
Yeah.
Jay, would going to space be something that you think would be wicked cool? I mean, I realize none of us are smart enough to do that, but would that be a wicked cool thing for you?
I would do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
When I was younger, I looked into actually going the astronaut route and how many different steps it would take to get there, and kind of like on an aeronautical engineering side, get there, only to get to the last point and basically saying astronauts have to be the perfect human being, just be allowed in there, and my asthma would have just been like, no, you're not going.
Yeah.
So I gave up that dream. And
you could have been like Darth Vader, though. You'd be up there.
Imagine.
Yeah, with the inhaler. Got the inhaler. Jay, are you okay?
But playing video games in space, that would be pretty cool.
It'd be so cool because you're like, I'm bored. Let's play video games.
That's what I mean. That like in this day and age, like you could there's kids that were born like this year that might become an astronaut, maybe 20, 25 years from now, 20 years from now, and they'll be in space and they'll still be like, just like on their phones.
Why is no one liking my space pictures?
Yeah.
I'm playing Call of Duty Black Ops. Excellent. All right, gentlemen, we have a new topic. It's topic number 4. This one is going to Manoli. Manoli, so we all like driving a car is cool. Flying in a plane, awesome. But if you had to pick one or the other, which would you go with? A train or a bus? You have to go somewhere. A train or a bus?
Train or a bus? Well, that would be easy. I would be you'd obviously take the train.
Yeah.
Would you?
Yeah. Well, if you got to go somewhere far, take the train. The bus. But I don't know, man. Buses are so uncomfortable. There's always weirdos, which probably a lot of people
That's the beauty of the bus, though, man. There's characters on the bus.
Yeah, but I don't know. The train, though, there's something really romantic about a train. I don't know, I feel like I'm gonna maybe fall in love, or maybe have like sex, or maybe I could be, maybe I could practice being a fluffer on the train. Anything's possible on a train. I feel like
there's even a bar car on the train, so I can understand why that would be enlightening for you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pick train, man. Train.
This just question: is everybody gonna say train?
Yes.
Well, are you driving the bus or train?
I know a guy that used.
Jay's throwing us a curveball here.
I think that could change things.
Yeah, which would you rather drive, a bus or a train? Because what, train kind of boring to drive.
Right. So I think a bus would be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Do you see those double-decker go buses?
Yeah.
I mean, those things are like wicked, man. I was like, wow,
Right?
driving one of those with like a whole other level above you.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I had a buddy.
It's like driving. Yeah.
I have a buddy that drives the Tube in London. That's like a train, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. He used to like he told me. So you know how people would kill themselves? All the people that drove the tubes, they all like wanted to be the guy that killed the guy because you got a month off paid.
Oh God.
Because of like the shock of like killing because you killed someone.
I'm not sure your friend in London when he said he was driving the Tube really meant he was driving a subway, but whatever.
Everybody gets time off, Mike.
Wait, Mike, you don't answer the questions?
Sometimes he does.
Sometimes he does.
This is Friday. No, I don't. This is Friday. I'm not. Are you kidding me? Why would I do that? This is Friday at 4:20. Our special guest is Jay Perry, and I want to tell everybody about this really cool thing that you do, Jay, and it's called Friends with Hearts. And so I'd like to give you a minute here to just tell us a little bit about where it started, and then give us some instructions on how we can help you out this Christmas.
Yeah, cool. So it's called Friends with Hearts. It started back in 2011, and in its simplest form, we help give kids a Christmas, kids in need. And it started first year, I think we raised $1,400, and then to date now we've raised just under $200,000.
Wow.
And given and it's like every single cent that comes into us goes to the families. There's no administration costs. No one takes any money from it. It's all volunteer ran. Now, I will preface this that Friends with Hearts is not a charity, but we are partnered with a charity. So we're partnered with Good Shepherd in Hamilton. All our gifts that we get go to Good Shepherd. We do a big wrapping party. Unfortunately, not this year because of COVID. So yeah, people donate money, gifts. We do big shopping days. So if anyone's interested in finding out more, it's hard to do in 1 minute. So I'm trying. If people are interested, you can go to friendswithhearts.com. There's all kinds of info there on how you can donate, how you can be involved. We have a GoFundMe page going. So that's in the simplest form what we're doing. And over the years, we're hearing so many different stories on more than just giving kids a Christmas, on everything that's kind of coming out of it and the community coming together. So it's become this massive project for me every Christmas. And I'm just blown away every year of the generosity of this community.
And then this year, of course, I mean, lots of years it's like, it's been a tough year. And then this year it's like, are you freaking kidding me? So this year more than ever, for those of us who have survived this mess with still a couple of bucks in our pockets, if we could jump on that train or bus, whichever one you'd like to be preferred, and give to Friends with Hearts, that'd be really cool. So friendswithhearts.com, visit the website, check it out. Jay, why did you start? Did you start it? Did you and friends start it? How did it start?
Yeah, so the story on that is back in 2010, I was doing some work in Haiti, and I came home and somebody said to me, "Why are you helping out down there and not helping out in your hometown?" And first thing I thought of, kind of like, what are you doing for this place? How dare you kind of say that? Right. But it stuck with me for some reason. And then I found this photo of me at Christmas when I was a kid holding actually a Ghostbusters car. And somehow I could remember that feeling of joy that I had. And it was unfortunate that a lot of kids don't get to experience that. So it started as simple as I contacted an organization and they said it was going to be $250 to sponsor a family at Christmas. Reached out via Twitter and said, do 9 other people want to donate $25 and we can sponsor a family? And it kind of just exploded from there into, what it is now. We've had chapters of Friends with Hearts in Toronto, Niagara, Cornwall, New York City, Vancouver. So we've helped up a lot of people. And you know what? If people are listening, I always invite people to join our team, whether that's through donations, but if you can't, just sharing our material is also valuable, because I said this earlier in a video that I did. This is the year we need the help the most by far. And you never know who might see something that we do so just even sharing a tweet, a Facebook post can really help out these kids immensely.
Friendswithhearts.com. Please visit the website. Please help our friend Jay help families in our community this this Christmas season. It'd be super, super awesome if you do that. Instead of becoming a Patreon sponsor of this show, put the money to the kids, right? Can I say that, boys?
Oh yeah, you can have we have like I think $70 in Patreon money. You can have that too.
and my 54 cents of Twitch is coming your way too.
Wait.
You know what? Can I just say something quickly? Is that also, you know, because this is such a crazy year with COVID, I did tell people, you know, we've had people who donate every year, and I said, take care of your family first, because this is such a crazy year. That we'll figure it out, but make sure you take care of yourself and your family first, and then if there's something left over, you know, possibly think of Friends with Hearts.
And that absolutely goes without saying, Jay. I think that's great, and I again, I would stress the point that you really got to get inside the heads of the people who have survived this. Okay, that we, if we don't normally always step up, that this is the time for us to step up. Right, that if we're, you know, if we kind of sprinkle a little money at the Salvation Army box in the mall, well, guess what? They're not going to make any money there this year, and that, you know, so all of us have to do our part, step out of our comfort zone and go and seek places where we can help, because we won't just run into them like we normally do this time of year. So Friends with Hearts would be a great place to start. friendswithhearts.com. All right, let's get back to the comedy part of the show, Jay.
All right.
We appreciate you coming on here and doing that, and we certainly appreciate what you and your friends do for families in this community.
Yeah, this topic, you guys having me on. Thank you.
No problem. This topic is for our good friend Patrick Coppolino. There is a recent study was found that said that moving your belongings, moving from one place to another, is more stressful than breaking up with somebody. Now, I guess quite often breaking up would lead to moving. So my question for you is, it kind of caught me off guard, because I always would have thought that breaking up was a much more stressful thing than moving. What are your feelings on moving? Would you find it stressful? Is it something that you think, oh my God, I just never want to move?
Yeah, I hate moving. I've maybe moved like 3 times in my life, but I'm at the point now where, like, if I had to move from here, I'd just take like some stuff, like my computer and stuff, and then everything else is staying. I'll buy new stuff. I'm not moving my stuff.
You have no interest in moving anything.
No. Even at the last place I moved from, remember, like, Manolis helped me move into my last place, and there's so many stairs you had to go up. I left tons of furniture in there, like shelves, like dressers, a bed, everything.
Yeah, I remember that.
There was a whole TV stand and everything. We're just like, I'm not bringing this down the stairs. We're leaving it.
It's your donation to the next family.
Yeah.
Is there any chance that the next family wanted the stuff?
Hopefully.
Did you have a mattress that someone peed on and then you had to flip it, and then so someone peed it on a second time?
Yeah.
Is that a thing? That happened, right? To you, to your life? Did you leave that mattress?
Yeah. No, I brought it with me, Manolis. I'm using it today.
Manoli, how do you feel about moving? You're still in your parents' basement, so obviously you don't do it a lot.
No, I don't. They're trying to move me, definitely. I was living with this guy. I used to have a grow up at downtown Hamilton, and the guy I was doing the grow up with, I just couldn't handle him anymore at the time. Like, we were kind of growing apart, so I moved, and I had a bunch of stuff there, and but we bought a washer and dryer and a couch together, and I'm like, here, I just went, keep it. I was like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I don't understand, like, you know, people like, I want, like, when they break up, it's like, I want this and I want that. I'm like, what? All this stuff, like, we're just waiting to die. We're not taking to heaven. Where am I taking this? I'd rather just buy another washing machine than move this one. You know what I'm saying? Like, just leave it all, man.
Just so you don't want to move. You and Patrick aren't moving. Now, is it? Do you think, because it's similar between the two of you, and that I would say is different than maybe the majority of the population, which is taking their stuff. But I'm just curious if maybe the one similarity between the two of you is that you're extremely lazy.
Maybe Patrick. I'm in this weird place in my life right now where I'm like constantly, like, I have so many vinyl albums, and I'm constantly listening to them to find out which ones I don't want anymore, because I have too many. I'm literally just donating them to Value Village. And like I don't know, like I have 10 White Snake albums, and I don't even know how I got them.
Oh, yeah, did they even make 10?
Oh yeah, dude, they have the whole dude, they have David Coverdale, man. He was in Zeppelin for a bit. Not Zeppelin, he was like he worked with Jimmy Page for a bit. No, yeah, exactly. But I'm like, when I was in my 20s, I'm like, yeah, White Snake, I gotta buy these, you know? And I'm like, now I'm like, I have a White Line album. I'm like, why do I have this White Line? A lot of lions in my life, and I gotta get rid of them. I gotta, you know?
All right, Jay Perry, bring us home, buddy, on moving. What have you moved a lot? You certainly have traveled a lot. So
right. So I have moved a few times, and I would say that breaking up with somebody is definitely harder because it's more stressful because you can pay people to move your stuff. You can't really pay somebody to break up with your significant other. I guess you could, but it'd be kind of weird.
I'll do it, buddy.
Yeah. Now maybe this goes back to your dream job, right?
right. I'll do both, whatever you want, buddy.
He'll move your stuff and break up with your girlfriend.
You get her to move with you and then break up with you, and then
there you go.
Jay, I'm just so glad, Jay, that you recognize why I even brought the topic up. That seemed like a weird statistic, that people thought moving was more stressful than breaking up with somebody. I thought, what kind of heartless bastard are you that breaking up with somebody is less stressful than moving my stuff?
I rather move out of the city than if I then actually breaking up with the girl. The idea of her crying, I have this thought in my head. I'm like, I'll just leave Canada and
leave it all behind
and leave Canada and just change. I'll get a new Facebook name and go on. Like I'll just
start a new life.
Yeah, born identity, and I'll just start over because I'm like, as soon as she starts crying, I'm like, okay, I'll marry you.
You're listening to Friday at 420. Manolo Santanos, Patrick Coppolino, our good friend Jay Perry, a very talented photographer, videographer, also heads up the charity Friends with Hearts. And before we're done here today, Jay, we're going to get you to tell us a story about the book that you wrote. Okay. And a connection with Alex Trebek, which I thought was pretty cool. So, but before we get to that, Jay, something very important. You're on the clock for this topic. Jay Perry, what's your favorite deodorant?
I'd have to go check out what I use.
You don't know?
Something Woods.
Deep Woods off?
Okay, going back to this breakup thing, is I did date this one girl that got me onto natural deodorants.
Oh.
Taking all of those like aluminums out of it. So it's not a normal name like Speed Stick or something like that. So I'd have to check it out. I was a Speed Stick guy before that, so I'll default my answer to that.
So with the have you noticed a benefit from the natural deodorant, or is it just that you think that there could be a benefit, so I'm just going to stick with it?
That's it. I mean, it works. People haven't told me it doesn't work, so that's like I'm going with that. Other than I don't know, I just got into that, like the words of like aluminum can kill you and all that stupid stuff, so it works.
Well, there's a lot of crap we don't know, right? And we're like putting it on our pits. I mean, and it's like literally all day, every day. It's just being ingested into your body through pretty sensitive skin. Right. I mean,
you know what? I think that question is probably the last question I would have ever thought you would have asked me. So well done. You know, I've done a lot of interviews before, and I've never been asked that question. So as interesting as it is, I do appreciate it.
I appreciate that, Jay.
I feel like
this is like as I said, these are the topics are random, and they could be. We run the gamut from serious to goofy to what's your favorite deodorant. So you never know what you're going to get on Friday at 420. Manolo Santanos, what you do know is that you'll get Manolis talking about playing with himself at some point. But that's the only given on this show. Manoli, what's your favorite deodorant, buddy?
Well, right now I'm using this stuff called Degree Clinic Plus. I don't know. It's like it's one of those. It's right here. This is my product placement.
Didn't you see him get up and grab it off the shelf?
Was that what he was doing?
Because I can't remember. I didn't. You know why? Because I didn't know what it was called. I know I like this. I can't remember the name of it.
We're like 2 for 2 right now on guys who don't know what the hell they put under their arms.
Yeah.
But you know what I do sometimes, and I saw my dad do this, and this is why I learned it. If I ran out of this stuff, you know what you use baby powder.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
you just pop it under there. Yeah. Boom, boom. Under
that's much to Jay's point from earlier. That stuff's full of carcinogens too.
But then I know it's probably I know I'm dying. It's okay. But you know where it works the best is right between your butthole and your balls in the hot summer. Like you just put after a shower, you have like a poop like you're a baby. Poop. You put it up there, and you feel fresh all day, bud.
That's your perineum. That's what it's called. That's your perineum.
It's not the taint.
Do you not remember the episode where we were talking about? No, it's not the taint. We talked one episode about sunning your perineum. Remember, you were like talking about.
I'm talking about
sunning it.
The golotrapidosu is the perineum. In Greek, you
perineum.
In Greek, you call it golotrapidosu. So like, but that dude, Jay, I don't know if you know this, but you can you can tan the inside of your butthole in the summer. Like you got to spray your butt cheeks, and that you will get vitamin D from that.
Interesting. Like more vitamin D than vitamin D drops, or
yes.
Yeah, it's like for every sunlight beam that goes
straight to the source.
Just as a really quick refresher, Manolis brought this up once. I had read about sunning your perineum, which is actually a thing in California of all places, but people are actually doing that, sunning it, because the vitamin D absorption rate is much, much higher because obviously it's never been exposed to the sun before. So they're like getting these, riding the vitamin D waves off sunning their perineum. So Manolis brings this up and I'm like, well, that's a thing. And he's like, he literally thought he'd made it up.
I did come up with it before it was a thing. I did. It's like you doing that, it's like being plugged in your back. You never see the Matrix when Keanu Reeves plugged in the back of the head, and he's like, and when he takes it out, you're like, he dies. Well, like that's what it is. It's being plugged into the Matrix. Literally, you are absorbing right from the universe right into your butthole, and you're never been so alive. Oh, I do it every day. Yeah, now I just put a lamp up there because
all his neighbors have moved.
No, because it's not sunny anymore. So I don't have a proper one of those sunbeam lamps. I just use a normal lamp, and it's like the ones you use to go underneath the cars to when trying to fix stuff. I just swap over one of those, and I sit there for 10 minutes.
Oh my God! All right.
Then I go for a run.
You know what, dude? You're going to outlive us all, Manolis. That's the sad part. Yeah. Patrick Capolino, what deodorant do you use?
I know I got to follow that now. I have to use the Gillette ones. They have to be the gel ones. I get rashes from the stick ones.
Oh, okay.
But I will tell you, scent-wise, Gillette ones always make me laugh because of the names on them. I don't know if you've seen the memes on the internet about deodorant, but it's like, why do girls get to get deodorant? They get to smell like real flavors, like vanilla and lavender. They're like, what the hell is Cool Jet Rain?
Yeah. The one that I use is Arctic Rain.
Yeah, but
it doesn't rain in the Arctic.
I will tell you which one. I don't have a preference in terms of scents or anything, but the one that I do not like is Old Spice. Anything Old Spice, and I know why, because when I was 12, after my parents split up, my mom started dating the guy who she's with now, and he always wore Old Spice, and he would leave it at our house, and that smell always reminded me of him. And he's a good guy, but when I was younger, I just knew that's just what the guy who bangs my mom smells like.
You know what, dude? I'm buying Old Spice tomorrow. You should have never told us that.
Oh my God. Oh, all right. Listen, you know what? We don't really have time for another topic because I want Jay to share the story about the book that you wrote, Jay. So talk to us a little bit about My Dad Got Sick. And how long ago did you write that book?
That came out 3 years ago now, I think. Yeah.
Okay. So and obviously from the heart, a true story about you and your relationship with your dad. And
yeah. So, I mean, the title says it all. My dad got diagnosed with lung cancer in 2012. Was given 9 months to live. Unfortunately, he passed away, but ended up living, 2.5 years. So the book I wrote was about my experience as a caregiver, because there was no really material for me to look at just jumping into this caregiving world. So I didn't want others to go through the same thing. So I wrote this from the heart, my point of view, nothing scientific, to hopefully give to other caregivers. And it's been doing well, very well. And the Alex Trebek kind of thing is, I send out my book to, a lot of celebrities, influential people, and sent it to him when he was going through his treatment, and said on it, this book's not for you, it's for your family. And he actually wrote me back on a headshot. It was funny. He wrote back saying, thank you for the book. My wife is going to be reading it, and it's probably going to be very helpful for her, signed his name and everything. So I thought that was like super special of him. And it just shows who he was as a human being, just to take the time to do that.
Well, and I think it shows who you are as a human being, Jay, that you took the time to think about others. And that's what Friends with Hearts is about. That's what, obviously the book was about. It was about sort of saying, hey, listen, I've experienced this. I know there are some things that I learned along the way that can help others. So let me do this. You're obviously a really good person, man. And we certainly appreciate having you in our community, and appreciate you doing the show with us.
Thank you. You know what, if I could say one more thing about the book, is that it's online on Amazon. You can get it. But if you want it for free, you can go to mydadgotsick.com, and there's a free PDF download of it. I haven't figured out how to get people a free hard copy yet, but once I do, I'm not in this to make money off it.
Right.
And any author who's listening, you've got to sell like 1 million books to make any money. But I just want to get that in the hands of people who need it as soon as possible.
Because it was something that you were really looking for.
Yeah, 100%. I was looking for this kind of content.
A pathway. I keep talking to my kids about this COVID thing, and it's like, I go, they keep looking at me for answers, and I go, baby, we ain't been down this road before. Yeah. Papa ain't got all the answers this time. So,
and you know what's funny? And they were talking earlier about me shooting Snoop Dogg and like that being such a cool feeling. There's no more cool feeling than somebody messaging me and saying, hey, my book helped me get through my situation. That like totally trumps any celebrity I've ever shot, any place I've ever traveled to. Like that is the high that I want to feel all the time. So those are the kind of like highlights from writing the book.
That's very, very cool, awesome, man. So again, we want to reiterate to those of you watching on Facebook, first of all, thank you so much for tuning in to Friday at 420. And if you're listening on the radio, it's Friday afternoon, and we appreciate you doing that as well. But please take advantage of this opportunity to help out in this community by going to friendswithhearts.com. And if that if Jay's story of the book that he wrote, if that's going to be helpful to you, go to mydadgotsick.com, and you can find out more about the book and how you could get a copy of it. And then Jay, continued success with the photography, man, and all the cool things that you're doing with your life. That's totally awesome. And you know what? You turned out you were pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're really funny.
See? Yeah, you're a pretty funny dude, man. Maybe you want to try stand-up comedy.
No, never. That seems like the biggest nightmare to me.
It does. Speaking of nightmares, Patrick Coppolino, Levity Comedy Club. Now we're shut down again. What?
Yeah, I know,
buddy, it's killing me.
So Hamilton's in the red zone, so we are now closed for the next month or so. I think the earliest we can open again is December 14th, which means the John Doerr shows have been canceled again. This is the third time. I think it's John Doerr. Well, you have to stop booking him. He keeps every time we're like a week away from his show, we go back into lockdown. But yeah, so that we're trying to reschedule that. But we do have one more event tomorrow. For tomorrow night, we're doing it for Camp Maple Leaf, which is a charity that
I'm on that.
Manolis
is on the show, and we're live streaming it.
So that's tomorrow night. That's if you're listening on the radio on Funny 820 right now. It's tonight.
No, it's Thursday. So it was yesterday. It was last night, everyone.
It was last night.
Yeah.
Okay,
if you're watching on Facebook right now, it's tomorrow. If you're listening on the radio, it was yesterday, and it went great.
It was awesome. I can't believe you missed it.
Yeah.
All right. This is so confusing.
But it's a live stream, so you can just tune in, go to levitycomedyclub.com/livestream, and then it'll be on there. Oh no, we lost Mike.
levitycomedyclub.com. Go there. for the live stream Thursday nights. If you're listening to this on the radio,
it's over.
Why weren't you watching the Facebook, the live Facebook feed? You know what? They might have been watching if we were on Twitch. Manoli.
Yes.
Yeah, you're going to be on that show, or you were on that show, depending on what platform you're listening to this on right now. How did it go? How'd your set go?
Not good, bud. There's charges. Apparently, you're not allowed to try to fluff someone.
He's working that angle still.
Oh, yeah.
Manolis, what do you want to say before we let this audience go and get Jay Perry back to the good work he does while us three lunkheads just hang out in this community?
How much does it cost to sponsor a family for Christmas, Jay Perry?
Roughly $250.
And how do I do that? Can I just do it through you, or do I have to go through a website?
Yeah, so there's two ways to donate. There, you can email transfer to jay@friendswithhearts.com, or we have a GoFundMe page.
Okay, I'm gonna sponsor a family for you, but I'll get Patrick to help me do it because I'm stupid. Okay. And okay, we'll do it after we get off the radio.
I appreciate that. Thank you, man.
And second, Eddie Van Halen passed away not that long ago. You know that, Mike. His son just released, Wolfgang Van Halen just released a new song called Distance, and it's on every platform out there, and it's an amazing song. It's really a little sad. You might tear up a bit, but it's pretty rad, dude. And I want everybody, I'm a huge Van Halen fan, and I want the world to know about his son too. So that's all I gotta say.
That's all you got to say. Well, listen, thank you. Well said, everybody. Manolo Santanos, Patrick Coppolino, Jay Perry, again, thank you so much for doing the show with us, and we hope to have you back again real soon. And good luck with friendswithhearts.com and mydadgotsick.com if you want to know more about his book. That's all we have time for. So thank you so much. If you're on the Facebook, hey, thanks a lot for watching. If you're listening to us on the radio right now, it's Friday afternoon, baby. It's almost the weekend. So until we get a chance to talk to you again in 7 days, have an awesome weekend!